Good evening, I'm Mesa Yusuf, and you're watching CNN. Here are today's headlines. U.S. President Donald Trump has proposed sending an additional 14,000 troops into the Middle East. President Trump told reporters it was an attempt to restabilize the region. This comes at a tumultuous time as Iraqi Prime Minister Adil Abdul Mahdi steps down amid protests that his country is under the influence of foreign powers, namely the United States and Iran. The refugee crisis continues in Syria and Yemen. A total of 13.5 million people have been displaced in Syria, and 80% of the population in Yemen requires some form of humanitarian assistance, with 2/3 of Yemenis unable to afford food, contributing to the starvation crisis. A new law in Singapore bans the creation and spread of fake news. Facebook was the first to be called out by the government of Singapore. Officials say the social media site spreads fake news. This leaves other digital media companies wondering if they'll be next. The World Health Organization schedule is completely dominated by the pressing concern of the spread of preventable diseases such as measles and rubella. Public services in Samoa have shut down as a result of a measles outbreak which has killed at least 60 people. Health officials have been painting red X's on the doors of families with infected members. The Iranian government no longer subsidizes fuel, causing prices to skyrocket 70% and extreme protests to break out. In response to the protests, the Iranian government has taken the internet offline, pushing the protests to continue. Protesters claim the death toll currently sits in the hundreds, but the official Iranian death count places it at less than 10. The Hong Kong election has emboldened protesters. This has been the largest protest since the umbrella protests in 2014. The official Communist Party statement is that these protesters are a combination of the unemployed, malcontents, and paid protesters. A skirmish between the Kurds and Turkey has forced the Kurdish to ally themselves with Bashar al-Assad, the president of Syria. And a series of powerful cyber attacks have been reported out of Ukraine, plunging several major cities into darkness for several hours in the middle of the day. I'm Mesa Yusuf, this is CNN, and stay tuned.